Okay, welcome to our One World Energy Encounter with the Zohar. Let's begin by inviting in the lineage of Kabbalists. We invite them in because we are asking for their assistance in connecting to this wisdom and assisting and sharing with us so that we can maximize our connection. So let's invite in the Rav and Karen and Michael, Rabbi Shlag, Rabbi Brandwein, the Ariya Kodesh, the Ramchal, Rabbi Tarfon, Rabbi Mazulai, Rav Menachem Mendel Levitebsk, Rav Kolonim Shapir Piasetzna, the Baal Shem Tov, Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, and all the students, Rav Mordechai of Chernobyl, One Soul with Yosef Tzaddik, Joseph the Righteous in Shechem. Today is the 22nd day of the Omer, which we'll talk about in a little bit. As we connect to these verses, let's have a consciousness of from wherever we are in the world, we are creating unity and connection for everybody, for all of humankind. And we want to have a consciousness of sending energy of healing to those people we know who need healing, energy of Ahavat Chinam, unconditional love. We want to channel that for the world. We also want to channel the energy of protection from negative energy, from evil eye, from evil speech. We also want to connect to the energy of treating everyone with human decency, and also send energy of comfort and elevation for those souls that we know that are transitioning. That's an interesting, the last part, sending energy of elevation to those we know are transitioning. This week, Acharei Mot literally means after the death, and it refers to the death of two of the high priests who were the son of Aaron, the high priest, the two sons who went into the tabernacle and lit what the Torah calls a strange fire, and they passed literally on the spot. So there's a lot of questions about why that happened. And the other thing is that it's a double portion. So we read two portions. The first one is Acharei Mot, and then we go right into tomorrow morning. We go right into Kedoshim. So literally it's Acharei Mot Kedoshim, Acharei Mot Kedoshim Tiyu, which literally, if you look at that string together, it means after your passing, you are holy. The idea is that that spark of holiness is in all of us right now. And whether we're present in the physical world or whether we elevate, that spark doesn't go away. And this is the basis of our understanding of reincarnation, the basis of the idea of soul, which is an energy of continuity and immortality. So we're also connecting to that. By the way, we're not going to get into it, but when Nadav and Avihu, the two sons, pass, they actually are reincarnated into Pinchas, who is Aaron's grandson. Okay. Would anyone like to volunteer to read English for us today?
I read.
All right, excellent, Ron, thank you. So we're at verse 371. And again, as we connect to these letters of these Aramaic letters and these words that they form in the verses, we want to have a consciousness of all those things that we want to channel from potential into actualization. Tana, it abrat he ila'a birchimuta v'chavivuta dela mitparash mina yud la'almin. It abrat v'apikat vav levatar kaim ka ma v'yanka le. But v'da v'ka nafka bat zugo nafka ime atya chesed itar gabe ufarish lon v'nafku gizin mitchot leila vitpashatu anpin v'asgiu v'it avedat ke tata'a vitrabiat be'anpaha leila ad it davgat be'ilana ila'a vitchabaru vav imke mangarim lon chesed hu vadai the chaber lon kachada. Okay, Ron, let's go slow here.
Okay. We have learned that the upper Hey, Binah, became pregnant lovingly and fondly for the Yud. Chokhmah never parts from it. She
Okay. What is going on? So let's take a step back. The most commonly viewed and said word in all of our prayers is the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Tetragrammaton. It's in every blessing. Matter of fact, it's one of the, without that word, we don't have a blessing. It's Baruch Atah, blessed are you, Yud Kei Vav Kei. That is the form of every blessing that appears in every book of connection that we have. And we do it multiple times. And there are people that want to say 100 blessings a day. There's a big merit to being able to say 100 blessings a day. It opens up all kinds of channels of blessings. So the question is, what is Yud Kei Vav Kei? We don't pronounce it. When we say a blessing, we're not read. That's the one word we don't read phonetically. So when we're not saying a blessing and we're referring to the Tetragrammaton, we say the word in Hebrew Hashem, which means the name. We refer to the Tetragrammaton as the name. When we say in the blessing and in the context of teaching, we say Adonai, Baruch Atah Adonai. But Adonai is not the pronunciation of Yud Kei Vav Kei. There must be a reason, right? Anyone want to take a guess at why we don't pronounce Yud Kei Vav Kei? Yeah, you and I learned it in day school. Why don't we pronounce the Yud Kei Vav Kei phonetically? The reason we don't pronounce it is because as a child, I was taught it was too holy. It's just too powerful. So we don't pronounce it. Instead, we pronounce it as Adonai, which is a different name of God, which is the Aleph Daled Nun Yud. It doesn't say Aleph Daled Nun Yud, but that's the way we pronounce it. So the question is why? Why is that? Why do we see one thing and pronounce it a different way? I mean, there's so much secrets embedded in that I'm going to start with just what I understand. The Yud Kei Vav Kei, those four letters, is an upper realm connection. The Aleph Daled Nun Yud, those four letters, is the connection we make in our physical realm. So we pronounce the Aleph Daled Nun Yud, but we don't pronounce the Yud Kei Vav Kei. We pronounce the Yud Kei Vav Kei as if we were reading Aleph Daled Nun Yud. So what you see is like a connection between upper realm and lower realm. That's what you see. That's what we're doing. We're completing the circuit. Because we live in a world where we have all this chaos. But that's an illusion. The deeper reality, there's no chaos. Things are playing out exactly as they're supposed to be playing out. So even in saying that name, we're connecting to the flawless universe. We're making a visual connection to the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Tetragrammaton, the upper realm, the flawless universe, the realm where all fulfillment exists, the realm of the Garden of Eden, the realm where miracles are the norm. Any questions about that?
I have like just kind of a technical question. So when we're reading it outside of like I guess like a prayer context, we say what you say, right? Like Yud Kei Vav Kei or Hashem. So like if I'm reading this, do I say K or Hey on the, like in the English translated version?
So we say K.
Okay.
Unless it's it is a Hey, but not only don't we pronounce the Yud K Vav K, when we refer to the letters, we're not even saying the right letters. It's not a K. It's a hey. That's why you hear me referring to the Tetragrammaton as Yud K Vav K, but it's not. It's Yud Hey Vav Hey. But once again, those heys are like upper realm connections that we only want to make when we are saying a blessing. Does that make sense, Ron? Did I
Yeah.
answer your question?
Partially, but like, what if it's the hey by itself?
Yeah, it's a hey. It's okay.
It's a hey.
Yeah. But in the context of UK Vav K, and so when we're reading the Zohar, and it's deconstructing Yud K Vav K, and so you see the third word in the Aramaic, Tana, it abrat. I said K, but it says hey. And so when you read it as HEI in the English, we should say K. But if you say, hey, don't worry about it. It's not like, it's not like you're killing the patient. Everyone's going to survive. But I'm just saying.
Wait, when I read it in the English by itself, I should say K?
Yeah, we say K.
Like the K by itself.
Well, it says hey, it says HEI.
Uh-huh.
But we're referring to the Yud K Vav K.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, Andrea.
A bit, okay, so when we say the prayers, and this is like the tetragrammaton, wait a minute.
Yes, right. Yud
Right
K
here.
Vav K. That's it. That's correct. It's right
Okay,
there. Yes.
so in the prayer, we say Adonai, like we're saying Baruch.
We say, I don't know. That's right. We
Okay.
say.
But when you say we don't say it as,
Phonetically. We're not pronouncing it phonetically.
we're not
That-
pronouncing
that-
it.
Phonetically would be Aleph, Daled, Nun, Yud. We're not saying that.
Okay. I'm still confused.
It's okay.
So we can't say it because there's too much power in it, right?
Right. This is right here, the Tetragrammaton.
Uh-huh,
Yud K
right.
Vav K.
Okay,
Now, by the way, right below, this is one of the connections, right below in this last K, you see Aleph, Daled, Nun, Yud.
okay.
And
So
then
what's-
if that wasn't enough, right next to where it says that, you see interspersed alternating letters, Yud, Aleph, K, Daled, Yud, Vav, Nun, K, Yud. The letters are connecting.
Okay. So what is it that we don't say? That's what I'm trying to understand is what we do. with what
Okay,
we
you
not
ever hear the Jehovah's Witnesses?
say? Yes,
We
kind
don't
of.
say Jehovah. That's phonetically Yud K Vav K.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're okay because you just said it with a J, not a
Yeah.
Y.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
Okay,
Like when Jehovah's Witnesses, that's what Jehovah comes from. It's the Yud K Vav K. That's a phonetic that's their phonetic pronunciation. Yair's making the point, it's not the actual. And he's
Mhm.
saying I'm okay because he's afraid I'm gonna get struck by lightning. But I want to say that. Even that is not the actual pronunciation. One day a year, the high priest went into the Holy of Holies and he said the name of the Creator. We don't know what that is. Well, I don't. We don't know what that is. We don't know that pronunciation. That's why I'm comfortable saying Jehovah's Witnesses, because I don't think that that's the pronunciation.
so
Quick question.
it's never
Yeah.
been,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just
I'm sorry.
one more is that I've noticed that in reading the Zohar, and you come across the hay by itself, without an aleph before it and with nothing behind it, right? Just the hay. But if you look at the translation and it says Hashem, I will read it as Hashem, but am I supposed to?
Well, you can always say Hashem.
You could always say that.
That Hashem, I'm not sure you want to say it in certain places of negativity,
Right. But
like the bathroom as an example.
But when
Right.
we see it in our translation, it's okay to say.
Like when we say
Hashem.
we use the word Hashem to refer to the name.
Right.
Because it
By the
means
way,
the
you'll
name.
notice that Hashem is always written with a capital H, not a small h. So even in English, we are connecting to a certain level of energy.
Right.
Like,
And like
we
you
have
said-
rules. I'm sorry, yeah, what?
Like you said, Hashem just means the name.
The name,
Because
right?
in Hebrew, Ha is always da, attached to a word always. And I wanted to say something else, like at the beginning when you were saying Mot means death. Well, yes, but Mot is a lot of words in Hebrew have like a special form when they become possessive. The actual word for death is Mavet, but when you turn it into a possessive word, it becomes Mot. But you must have, immediately after Mot, you have to have the name of a person or a thing
Right.
for it to
Or
be used in that way.
grammatically,
Grammatically.
right, right,
Like also Shalom becomes Shlom, like Mashamha, how are you?
right, because the
It
words
becomes,
get
you know-
conjugated based on the possessive.
Which I find very interesting. Like no one really has been able to say what the reason for that is, why we do it in Hebrew so much. I mean, there's supposed
I mean, look,
rules
it
of,
must,
like,
it must, to a certain degree, it's reflective of the unique energy of everybody and the way they show up, and the words themselves are
Yeah.
reflecting that unique energy.
because there's all these rules and they say, oh, it's because like a balance when you pronounce things. Maybe, yeah, but still it's like this is a very weird thing that not too many languages have, but Hebrew has it.
Hebrew, yeah, as a language, it has all that stuff.
So
Okay.
so it's never taught the actual pronunciation of the actual what to say. It's never been,
Adonai, that's
Because
what,
no,
well,
That-
Adonai, okay.
Adonai, but we
Right.
only say that, we don't even say that unless it's a blessing, we say Hashem.
Okay, got it.
So what are we supposed to take from this? Well, I hope the next blessed time you say a blessing, you'll have a consciousness of making connection to the upper realm.
it all
That's
goes
what we're
back
doing.
to the thing that back then there were no recording devices, so we don't know how it sounds like the actual
That's
name.
true
That's
too.
We have no
that's what I
idea.
That's
wanted-
true, too.
That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering, like how
Yes,
does,
but Yaya, you can imagine that, the most elevated souls, even of our time, might get a message from the upper realm as to what the pronunciation is. I mean, we
Mhm.
don't have recording devices, Joe, we don't know, but maybe there are people that know. I don't.
And also because there was the canonization of like vowels didn't take place until a certain time. So something like Yehuda would be written only 3 letters. Yud,
Right,
He, Dalet, because
right,
back then they didn't have the system that we have nowadays of, inserting like a Bav or inserting like a Hey to like,
right.
make things more visually appealing so that we can more or less guess how to pronounce it.
That's
If we don't
correct.
know- Yeah.
But
like
there's,
if
there's a difference between writing something so people will understand it and writing letters with ink on a scroll to channel the energy of the upper realm. There are no abbreviations in the Torah,
Mhm.
in the Bible. There's no abbreviations there. Everything's an abbreviation. Every single word's an abbreviation.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's tremendous significance to that name. And as I've said before, but it's just important, I think, to remind ourselves, I don't look at it like a name. We say it's the name, but I don't look at it like a name. I try to remind myself to look at it as reality.
Mhm.
In other words, those letters have tremendous energy, internal energy, and when they're aligned in the right way, in the right order, they channel tremendous energy from the upper realm. And when we connect to it with the right consciousness, we are opening up those channels. So that's why I like to say, kind of tongue in cheek, the Yud Kei Vav Kei is essentially the HVAC system for reality. It's the heating,
Yeah.
ventilation, and air conditioning system for reality. It's how all the energy arrives in our realm, which we're about to unpack what that means right now. I don't even we're going to pack it right now. We are. I mean, what it means now, what the meaning is now, what the meaning is in the period of time between Passover and Shavuot. So we're about to go next level. But I just want you to understand that it's among the most significant 4 letters we have. Yes, we have the 42-letter name of the creator, which we connect to through the Ana B'Koach. Yes, we have the 72 names of the creator, which assists us in channeling specific energy from the upper realm. Each one has its own unique consciousness. Yes, we have all our prayers. Yes, we have the reading of the Torah, which will take place tomorrow morning, also an abbreviated basis on Monday and Thursday. It's those letters. I mean, I'm just saying to me, it was a mind blower to hear that those letters are channels of energy. And the first time I heard it, it didn't compute. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't have consciousness around that. It took a little while for it to sink in to my thick skull. I'm just saying, I couldn't wrap my head around it. I'm still trying to, honestly. I had a hard time buying the idea that letters formed reality.
Well, it's a visual and vocal connection.
And it's an abstract consciousness. It's a deconstructed consciousness. To think that letters on a page are channels to the upper realm. What? If you told me that 25 years ago, I would have been like, oh, this guy's out to lunch.
Well, it's kind of like what Yehuda is Kansi, I don't know how to pronounce his name, what he's doing with sound vibrations. You know, they're all free.
Ashkenazi, yeah.
Ashkenazi, yeah. I mean,
essentially,
essentially,
sound I have. Okay, but see, the thing is that sound is just one form of energy waves. Visual is another. We're more tuned to sound waves. The visual waves we take for granted.
Well,
You know, it's one thing when our teachers say, or people say, you know, the eyes are the portals to the soul. Are the ears? Well, they are too, I'm saying, but you know.
Yeah, but when you hear the Torah, like, you know, for the Torah reading, it's both an eye and an
You were
hearing.
doing both. Yeah, we're doing both. We absolutely are. It's a full sensory experience. You're in the room, or you're streaming it, you're hearing it, you're seeing it, and hopefully you're feeling it. You might even taste it. I mean, we should be present to what comes up for us, what we're feeling. Okay. So, one more thing before we get back to the text. This is based on a teaching that I listened to from David Guillaume about Passover. Well, didn't that holiday just happen? Yeah, it did just happen. But just so we're clear, it's still going on. What do you mean it's still going on? So we're in a period right now that's called the counting of the Omer, Sfirat HaOmer. It's actually not the counting of the Omer. I mean, it is, but that's not the way we have it in our books. That's not the way anybody has it in their books. That's a bastardization of really what we're doing. Because really what we're doing, if I can find, hopefully I can find the words. the words are, hang on a second, Lispor Sfira Ta'omer. To count the Sfirot of the Omer. It's not the counting of the Omer. To count the Omer would be Lispor HaOmer. Lispor, to count HaOmer, the Omer. But in our connection books, and everyone's for the most part, Lispor Sfirot Omer means to count the Sfirot of the Omer. We're counting Sfirot. The Sfirot. How many are we counting? 7 times 7. We're counting 49. 49 days. Each one corresponds to an Omer and the subset of that Omer. Because there are, okay. Let's take a step back. Why are there 15 stages in the Passover Seder? If you prefer, I can make this question rhetorical. Does anyone have any idea why there's 15 stages? The Seder is made of 15 stages. Why? And I'm telling you right now, I'm just parroting back what I heard from David Gown this week. When I started listening to the wrong class by mistake.
So does each of them correspond to a Sefirot,
Close.
right?
They correspond to 2 Sfirot in particular. How does 15 come from 2? You're going to love this. The Yud and the K. What's the numerical value of Yud?
And
I have it
10.
there. Okay.
What's the numerical value of Hey?
5.
10 and 5 is?
Oh, wow.
And
That's the 15 stages of the Seder. At the Seder, we're making a connection to the Yud and the K. The Yud is the connection to the Sfira of Chokhmah. The K is the connection to the Sfira of Bina. So the Yud K Vav K is Chokhmah, Bina, Zer Anpin, Malchut. That's the Yud K. The Yud K, why do I say it's the real? It's our reality? Because it's actually all 10 Sfirot. The Yud is 1, the K is 2, the Vav is all 6 compressed together, and the final K is Malchut. That's 9 Sfirot. Well, there, where's the 10th? The 10th is Keter. It's there at the very seed level of the Yud. It's kind of hidden. Of course it's hidden. Keter's hidden. So the Yud Kei Vav Kei is a connection to all 10 Sfirot. And at the Seder, we connect to the Yud and the K.
Could you repeat what the Sefirot for Yud and then K?
Yes, Yud is Chokhmah,
Uh-huh.
K is Bina,
Mhm.
the Vav is Zer Anpin, the 6 Sfirot
Okay, yes.
of Chesed Gevurah Tiferet Netzach Hod Yesod, and then Malchut, our realm, the realm of manifestation. So the
Well-
reason, yeah, Ron, go ahead.
Don't we do like, I thought we did the full Yud K Vav K with the 4 opportunities of the wine.
Yes,
No.
we have 4 cups. Oh, we do that too.
That's so
We're
cool.
connecting to the Yud K Vav K.
Hmm.
Because those are the channels. I mean, at multiple levels. Okay, so
Why not Keter?
we don't merit that.
But didn't you
Wow.
just do?
It's think of it this way. There's what we know. There's what we know we don't know. And then there's we don't know what we don't know. Beyond Keter, above Keter, we have no idea. We don't even know what we don't know. Keter is like that inflection point, that transition point when things start to, manifest is too strong of a word, start to become available.
Mhm.
So Keter is in that realm between nothingness which is everything, and what we can begin to wrap our heads around. Does that answer your question, Jackie?
Yeah, but I was thinking too that Hokmah and Binah are out there too. It's
They're
like,
they're out there, but not as far out.
right. But
Like if
it's
you
like,
want to ponder, if you want to really, struggle, just ponder nothingness for a little while. We don't know that. We don't know. We don't know. What we don't know, we don't know. And so, Keter is like kind of in that realm. There are aspects of Keter we do know. And there are aspects of Keter that we connect to at specific windows in time, which is beyond the scope of this conversation. Yes, Suzanne, I see your hand up.
Yeah, okay.
thank you.
This is amazing. Help me out again. You said 15 stages of Seder. I get 10 Sfirot plus 5. What's the 5 again? Sorry to make you repeat.
Well,
I'm probably not the only
okay,
one.
it's the Yud and the Hey. Yud is 10, Hey is 5. That gives us 15. The numerical value of Yud is 10. The numerical value of Hey is 5. So that numerology is what gets us to the eternal energy of those places.
Okay.
By the way, that 5 of Binah, each 5 has its own 10. Those represent the 50 gates of Binah. We'll be visiting there on Shavuot. Yes, Ron.
So like okay. So the Yud and the K is the Seder. So the Vav and the K, is that like what the rest of like is it the time?
That's what we're doing now. We're connecting to the 7 now. The
Okay.
Vav and the
Oh,
last K.
okay.
That's
Now
the counting. That's the counting of the Sfirot of the Omer. We're counting 7.
Okay.
Why
Okay,
did
now I
we-
get it.
What gave us the pass, the golden ticket, to connect to Yud and K on Passover? How did we get there? How did we get there? Where was that shortcut? How did we hack the system to get there? We skipped the first 7 Sfirot. We took a direct trip to Yud K. How did we do that? Here's how we did that. Remember, we're at the 49th level of negativity in Egypt. We had no merits to do anything. The Creator said, hey, I made a promise, I'd take you out. I'm taking you out. We got a free pass. That's the Seder.
Okay.
That free pass comes back every year.
Wow.
We get front row tickets, even though we hadn't earned them.
It's a
And now we're-
shame.
and
It's
now
a
we're
shame
earning
that,
them. Now
it's a
we're
shame.
earning them. What's that, Suzanne?
no, I'm just saying, it's like a shame that like nobody else knows, right? Like even the ones who celebrate it, it's like concealed too, like
It's
a lot of the
concealed.
people.
It's
Holy
concealed.
moly's.
It's concealed.
Yeah.
Okay, I have
Yeah.
another question.
That's why we're here. We're here to open up everyone's consciousness. We'd open the consciousness of the world, and don't think that you can just explain it to somebody. They won't even hear it. Don't waste your time. They won't hear it. Andrea?
So, okay, so you know how we were going through 49 gates, and we have to get to the next gate. Like we have to get one gate and then we have to go to another one. But so is it by following those explanation that Karen Berg gives for every day? Today is I don't know,
Right. So there is,
something compassion of Givurah, whatever. So by following those, does that help us get to the next gate?
if you can connect to that consciously, it helps you get to this gate. Then we'll get to the next one. You're going to get there. Don't worry. But I'm just saying, we're all going to get there. The only question is how many blockages will we have removed on the way?
Okay.
How strong is our connection to soul when we show up at the 50th gate, which is Binah, which is immortality, on the night of Shavuot?
Oh, one.
I have another
I
question.
got more. We're running out of time, so go ahead.
So, okay, just real quick. Now I mean, okay, I get it now because like, people, you and other people be like, okay, now we have to earn Like we just had this amazing window in time called Passover. Now we have to, and I'm like, why do we have to earn it? We just had this amazing, you know what I mean? But I get
It's
it now.
not sustainable if we don't, that's the thing. In businesses, we call this backfill.
Mhm.
We're backfilling right now.
Well, what Mordechai called it, it's like we won the lottery and we're getting installments, 49 installments.
All right, that's one way of looking at it. I prefer to look at it like we got a free ticket, now we're earning it.
So, okay, so my next question is, why is the energy so heavy? Like, why is it so, it's like going
We're
through.
really earning it. If it's not heavy, you're not earning it. If it's heavy, good for you. Good for you. It's designed to be. We're doing the work. Since when is work easy? When it's too easy, it falls
True.
into your lap.
Really?
So when we go, when we get hits of like things that really make us super reactive, like they'll normally make us reactive, but they'll like, it's intensified right now.
You're
That's
doing,
telling us what we need.
congratulations,
Correct.
Brianna.
Okay.
Yes, Maria.
No, I was just saying as Andrea, I mean, this week for me, I could call it's been miserable. It's been I
Terrible.
like, oh my God, but then funny. And I wake up in the morning and I go to bed thinking, oh my God, because I'm realizing it. But then I wake up in the morning and I receive a reward. So funny. It's just so, and it was just
Yes.
like, there it is, Maria, just part of it, understand the process, go through it, accept it,
Yes.
It's
And trust.
manifesting 100%. It manifests differently for each of us.
Yeah, and trust that we'll be fine, because then in the morning, there is a positive thing out of it.
It
And
doesn't matter. This week, it doesn't matter what I eat. My stomach it's not handling it well. It doesn't matter what I eat.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Right.
apparently that's the month of ER, the month of this month.
So we have
It's a Taurus, apparently it's a Taurus thing, a Taurus energy, and I'm Cancerian, that Cancerians always have this issue with that. All right, let me ask you another question. One of the stages in the 15 stages of the Seder is the children sing a song. And the song goes, why is this night different from all other nights? Well, it's different because it's Passover. No. Yeah, okay. No. Because there are different stages in our growth. And we start off as a child. So the children are saying, why didn't we start as children? We started as adults. We started in the most mature, the most elevated that Svi wrote. Think about that. We're not giving the little kids the time to sing. I mean, we are, but it's not about that. What they're singing about is, again, it's a consciousness and an acknowledgement that we skipped that step. That's why they're saying, why is this night different? Why were we able to skip all these steps?
That's cool.
I know. No one blew me away. Okay. So right now, this is the period of time we're in right now. We're in the Vav and the K. We're in the 6 and 1. We're in the 7 weeks and 7 days within each week. And that's the 49 days. Now we're climbing the mountain to Binah, the 8th Sphira, with 50 gates. And that's the 50th day. And that's the Feast of Weeks, Shavuot. So we're not going to we're not getting far into this paragraph, but what does it mean? What does it mean?
We finished one whole sentence.
We read one sentence. That's all we're going to get. I want to explain that sentence before we go. What does it mean that the hay became pregnant? Who impregnated the hay? The Yud. Because the source is Chokhmah in this equation, is the Yud. And the reservoir of the fulfillment is in the hay, the K, Binah. And so the Yud impregnates the hay with all the fulfillment coming from up high. That's what the Zohar is saying, but the Zohar says something else, throws in a couple adjectives. Lovingly and fondly, became pregnant lovingly and fondly. There's a connection between the Yud and the K, such that the Yud never parts from her. The Yud never parts from the K. That connection is an inseparable connection. It's an immortal connection. It's an unlimited connection. And now those are features of the upper realm, where there are no limits, where there is only unconditional love and unconditional connections and healing and fulfillment. And so that is what we are manifesting. All those areas in our lives where we feel the lack, what we're doing in this time period is removing the bonds of limitation. Ultimately, what is slavery? It's limitations imposed upon us. Those have been removed. And now we're just earning that emancipation of our souls and soul energy and the best version of ourselves, so that we can manifest all that energy, all that positivity that we're here to manifest in this world. That's what we're going through. And it is hard work, but everyone's doing an awesome job. Okay, we're out of time. Love you all. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat and
Shabbat
awesome
Shabbat
week.
shalom. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing.